Okay, let's get this show on the road. I guess I have no choice but to get on this elevator.
Well then.
Let us begin.
Yes, indeed. Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right.
Makoto.
I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to uncover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. In Sayaka's honor, I swear I'll find out who the killer is. I turned trembling with anticipation toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator when I finally stepped on. The doors closed and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. We finally arrived. What do you think? Doesn't it feel like a real courtroom? It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close, it's total shit.
Well now.
Find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now, hurry up. We did what we said and found our seats. The seats were arranged in a giant circle. They were set up so that everyone could see everyone. Also meant it would be easy for anyone to transfer the tension and unease into anyone else. The air seems to grow heavy as we sat. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Nope. Okay, let's see here. Got all the truth bullets. Set skills. I'll use increased damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. I can equip. That's nice. I think that's only we have here. Okay. Now,
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the result. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And
Whoever did
raise
it.
your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
yeps.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat?
Oh,
There
yeah.
were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, yeah. Pretty good question.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
What?
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to
So
get
there's
started.
16 students.
First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial...
It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me, everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. I forgot about this. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statement. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, okay. Then fire with triangle. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use the truth bullets to blast the right ones. If you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful. Okay, let's do this. Make your argument.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that
We know that Leon killed him.
taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Huh? Something's off about that. Oh, frick. Oh man. If you're able to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the agreement will repeat. Okay. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement against these weak spots. So when you see come up, take aim and fire. Only you can fast forward by holding down the circle. Okay.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Yeah, I think.
No, that's wrong.
She didn't have time to resist. Yeah, she did resist.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked.
Yeah, there were lots of scratch
The way
marks.
things had been damaged. I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
Yeah, she didn't.
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
We need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. Kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Oh man, it's wrong. Frick. It wasn't a random knife. Because we already know that it was a knife in the kitchen.
No.
Not random
I
knife.
do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife. But where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new.
You really believe that?
She's right. There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. You can concentrate by holding R1. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. It's like bullet time. It'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge. The gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest and no need to rush. Okay. That's nice. So the more always a count. I think it was.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret when nobody was in the dining hall. And then he went and stabbed Sayaka with it.
So he really did do it.
Frick, I was too slow.
Yes, and it's been decided we've reached the end.
Man, frick.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret.
Yeps.
No, it's wrong.
Because I have a freaking alibi. Not
Okay,
alibi,
wait,
but
hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you.
Well, what if I have a witness?
yeps, you have a
What do
witness.
you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
I went to get some tea from the kitchen last night and all the knives were still there. But when I finished my tea, I went back to the kitchen to wash my glass. One of the knives was gone. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the
knife
knife
disappeared.
disappeared while you were in the dining hall.
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl?
Idiots.
Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become black?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice. Only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
Yeps.
But what if they did work together and they just didn't know about the rules?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case. Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall. And I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife?
Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove I can?
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because,
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means, we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem.
A boy and a girl.
Girls spending the night together? It's unwholesome.
Sakura is a girl.
I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Who? I think it's Sayaka. Someone who's not here? Are you talking about?
Sayaka.
She's the one who came
to
up.
the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka. Ah, so Sayaka took the knife. So, okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen is Sayaka.
Then
Sayaka.
Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No! You're wrong!
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
If I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first hangman's game is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Now what's this? As things advance further in the class trial, the hangman's gamut will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase to relate to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Oh man, it's freaking complicated. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If you run out of time, you fail, and then good luck and have fun. But wasn't. Okay, if you can just figure out what something is. Now, what is it? Hang. Frick! Ah, here! Is it here?
Now I understand!
Yeah, my hair.
That's right! There wasn't a single hair on the floor!
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes, and if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever made.
Then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom.
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The object the killer broke. That's the doorknob.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about...
Oh yeah, true. But what does it...
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire... This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond...
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeps. Start going up. No matter how many weak spots, there's actually only one lie or contradiction in that debate. Well, I'm trying to say yes, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Wrong one, and only fail to refute what they said, but you'll also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. And then, good luck and have fun. Bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
Okay, that's true.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Okay.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
That's the freaking answer.
No, it's wrong.
She didn't lock it. It was already freaking... you can't open it unless there's a
The
move.
bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know that the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene is the crime place took in my room. It's because of the nameplate switch.
That it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room,
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. The killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door open.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening.
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we...
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rule.
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter. Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question. Oh, you don't gotta sound so disappointed. did.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all—
Fine. How about this? The killer got in They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono—
No, that can't be it either.
Oh! Trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know— Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... There's no way Sayaka let someone in because...
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Yups.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Ah, there's... Oh, I didn't see that. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search.
Ah, okay.
I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the word. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful some. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't.
Of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Ah, so I think Sayaka would have framed us.
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She
And
must
that
have
is
slid it under
Leon.
their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on...
But can we be sure anyone even got this? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay it.
Make your argument. Dorm nameplates, okay?
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
Oh man, it's wrong, frick.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, but in the note, the place, it specifically says, my room.
So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did write, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Okay, I missed one. I think it's the last phrase.
Sayaka and Makoto was in the note.
I'll just fast forward.
I see. Then they would have gone to exactly
The room. No, it's wrong. The nameplates on my and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other. So switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Okay, then who did it?
That is Sayaka.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us, so the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the name.
You can also infer as much from her note.
There's something I want to talk to you about.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
Why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms.
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was, whoever she invited over came in and attacked her! We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight.
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?